Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is me NomNomNom069 coming at you with another SDL tutorial. Today we will be exploring the world of SDL TTF, which stands for True Type Font, which is the font system used on Windows and Mac as well. It was originally created by Mac. Anyways, here I am opening up the projects. So first things first, we need to download SDL.TTF and get it running. So we're going to open up your web browser, and mine's going to pop up on the second monitor, I think, if it pops up at all. And I've got to go to libsdl.org/projects /SDL TTF. Here it is, brought it up. Sorry I left it on the other page. Now what we need is the binary, the developer, if I remember correctly. So that will be the develop vc.zip. So we're going to click that. It'll download it right into my downloads folder, which didn't mean to download that one, but here we go. We get rid of these two. We extract this here, and there's the new folder. So as you know, we have our SDL folder, which holds all our binaries and whatnot on the desktop, and we need to bring in our, I need to X out this, we need to bring in SDL TTF now. So here it is. We're going to copy or cut, depending on what you prefer, and paste it in the folder, so that way all our SDL is grouped together. And now we need to go into our project itself and go to project, SDL tutorial properties. We need to go configuration properties and VC++ directories, include, edit this. Now right now we have image setup and regular SDL setup. So now we need to get the include directory. So I'm going to go to the desktop, which is where the SDL folder is. We're going to go to the SDL TTF 2.011 include. As you can see, it includes the folder we need. So select that folder. Okay. Go to the live directories, edit, come in here, grab the here it is. We're going to need to grab the x86. Since I'm on 64-bit, I need to do the x86 folder. Select that folder, hit OK, and then we need to do the linker input, edit, and so we are going to add sdlttf.lib to our linkers. Everything's good. Now we need to modify the code, which, how do I zoom in? Because you will have a rough time seeing it. Here it is. We don't need this. Well, we do need that. We don't need this here. We don't need our image stuff because we aren't using it anymore, and we don't need this blitz surface stuff right now. So in order to use SDL TTF, we first need to init it. So up here in our setup screen and a set caption, above that and below our init SDL, we need to do TTF init. That's the function, no parameters. And then before we quit SDL, we have to TTF quit. And there it is. Now we've opened and quit SDL, and it's saying that we haven't. Oh, because first up here above that we need to include SDL TTF.h. Almost forgot about that, and it should be able to find image.h. So we have SDL TTF included, and first we need to open up the font. TTF open font, and we need to open the file. It's going to be times.ttf. We can just use the Times New Roman font. And the point size. This is how big you want the text to appear on screen. It's just like Microsoft Word, where you put in 12, it's 12, 14, it's 14, 16, 16, so on and so forth, all the way up to 72. I'm going to make it big so you guys can see it, and we're going to open it at 20. And actually, that returns a font which we need. So we're going to declare the TTF font times right there, and times equals TTF open font. Now we need to make our message. So we're going to make an SDL surface, because what'll happen is when we render the text, it'll render it to an SDL surface, so you can blit it very simply. So we're going to call it SDL surface message equals TTF render text solid, and actually solid like that, and then we're going to pass the times. We're going to do our text. This is a test of TTF, and then a color, which we did not create yet. So we're just going to make that, just going to leave it empty for now until we make the SDL color. So first we need to create that SDL color. So it'll be SDL color, and we'll just call it white equals open bracket 255, 255, 255. And you modify these colors just like you modify these values here, just like you'd modify the RGB values within a text. So 255, 255, 255 is maxed out on the white, and since we're clearing the our screen black, this will pop out. If we did 255, 0, 255, we'd get fuchsia. I like fuchsia. Let's make it fuchsia. So we're gonna pass the white parameter here, which is actually fuchsia. And now we can just blit this surface just like we'd blit any other. So come here, SDL blit surface. We will do our message. Pass a null there because we don't want to give it a location, or a clip I mean. We're going to blit it to the screen, and we don't want to give it a location, so we'll do null here. Now when we build this, it'll be good to go, and we'll display our text. Now here's the thing, supposing that our text changed and we wanted to we rendered this text new every frame that the game went. Like say if we move this line right here into our main game loop, and I spelled that wrong in the text. Say if I move this into our main game loop, what happened would be this rendering of the text would occur every frame, and the memory would just start exploding because we're building, because every time we're making a new image and we're not getting rid of the old one. So if we create the message there, what we're gonna need to do is at the end of it we need to free it, we need to get rid of it, or else we're gonna have a big memory leak. I'll actually just show you that. So project build solution, and I might get an error because it's telling me something about SDL. Yeah, it can't include image. It's whatever. We'll just build it, unless it yells at me about. Yep, project. This is the thing. All the linkers getting all kinds of screwed up. So maybe we need to include the SDL TTF before the image is included. I don't know why it's not working. And the same with the lib, so it should work this time around. Include SDL image.h, and it's saying it's not. So what we're just gonna do is I'm just gonna get rid of all the SDL image stuff because we aren't using it. So image develop, we are going to cut line on that, edit cut line on the image. So now we just have SDL and SDL TTF, and we are going to go project properties, our linker input, and get rid of SDL image because we aren't using it and I need this to work. So project debug build solution S7. So there it is, we built it, but first we need to get our times.ttf over to time.ttf is what I named it. Yep. So I'm going to copy that from my Dropbox into another file in my Dropbox, the SDL tutorial. So here is my SDL tutorial project file. We need to go to debug, Control V that in there, and now we need to go grab all the drivers to make this run. So we need to go to live x86, and thank God there aren't a whole lot of them to copy over, unlike there were for image. Control V, and we're gonna have to replace the zlib since that's included with I want to say the SDL image from previous, and then we're going to copy him and Control V. So now if we run our SDL tutorial, this is a test of TTS because I spelled TTF wrong. Now if I'm gonna just Control Alt Delete, and it's lagging because this is taking up a whole core. And if we go to our SDL tutorial, you see the application? It's adding about 4 megabytes every frame. It's a huge memory leak. Well, right, see, look, it's already at 100 megabytes. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what's going on. We need to prevent that. So if you're gonna render the text every frame, because say your text is changing, you need to free the surface, SDL 3 surface, and then message. Now if we build it, and I'm gonna just change the text so I don't look stupid with it saying TTS, not TTF. So we're gonna build it. We come here. This is a test of TTF. Now hit Control Alt Delete, and we bring up the task manager. Our SDL tutorial is running at a smooth 3.3 megabytes and not blowing all the way up to 105. So that's just something you need to remember about SDL, because the SDL TTF library, if you keep rendering the text, you're gonna eventually it'll create a memory leak, and that's no good, because then it'll run out of RAM, your computer crash. No good, no good. So you don't need a rendered text solid. There's more. There's like alpha, I think. Is it alpha? No, solid's the one I use, but there's a whole bunch of others. This is the base. This is bare bones. You need to get text on the screen. You need to create a font, a color, and a SDL surface, and then you just build the surface which you render the text to, just like any surface. Just remember to free it when you're done, or else you're gonna get a memory leak. Alright guys, I'm about to close out this tutorial and be done with it. I just want to ask you before I go, I have basic knowledge of HTML, and if you would like to see a tutorial of HTML, leave a comment down below. And if you don't want to see a tutorial of HTML, all cool, I don't mind. Tell me what you would like to see a tutorial of, because I know quite a bit. I know C#, some basic X and A. I've got C++, SDL, basic C++. I can teach you basic C# as well, because they're very similar. Visual Basic, I can do just regular tutorials for that. I'm half tempted to do a GDI graphics tutorial, because the GDI graphics, I would love playing around with those. They're a lot of fun. We could even make like a little rasterization 3D engine. Just tell me what you're interested in, because I will do my best to accommodate it. I remember I saw a tutorial for tutorial request on one of my old videos, a comment for SMFL. I don't know SMFL, but if I did, I would be more than happy to teach it. I'm actually looking into it as an alternative to my Fireball Frank development, because SDL, as you know, at least I hope you do, is slow. It's extremely slow, but you're costing the slow because it's simple. This would take so long if you were using a different library, but it would be a heck of a lot faster. But because of this this library's simplicity and just everything great it does, it's slow. You're sacrificing simplicity for speed, and I like SDL for that. SDL is great for handling Windows events. You can actually wrap it with OpenGL. I don't know OpenGL. I've been trying to learn it, but it's just like you're taking a simple 2D math and you're going 500 times higher. So, I'm rambling on. Tell me what kind of tutorial you'd like to see in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.